What's up? What's up? It's Michael Yo, Comics on Canes, and I'm so excited because today I am in Miami. I am hosting this show for the industry, I guess you would call it, the people that make all the movies, all the TV shows, all the undocumented. I sounded like immigrants there. For all the people that make unscripted content. I'm here for the Real Screen Awards. Please let me know in the comments. Can you hear me? Am I moving okay? I don't know how this room is with the Wi-Fi, because sometimes you go to a hotel and the Wi-Fi is absolutely, completely trash. But today we got a lot of things to talk about. My boy Finesse Mitchell is going to be on the show. We're going to talk about, can Darian be better? Can Mensah be better than Cam Ward? And when I mean better, statistically wise, I think Cam Ward, before I even go into that, Cam Ward set us on this, set the motion, right? I think Cam Ward sped up this whole process by like 3 years by just being on the team. Like, he was so good, it shocked everybody, college football included, and it sped up Miami's clock so much. Because honestly, I thought this was, if you watch the podcast, this was the year, the 5th year, since Mario really didn't have that first year of recruiting because he came in on the back end. I go, this is the first time, this is 4 years of recruiting his dudes, not picking up dudes that someone else recruited and he's kind of trying to keep them. This was the year, to me, Miami had to be good. Not the year before, not the year before that. So Cam Ward sped up everything to me. AJ Canes, what's up? Thank you so much for watching. Heisman season loaded. That's what everybody's saying. That's what everybody is saying. Also, I want to answer some of your questions from my last podcast. And a couple of y'all had a beef with Finesse Mitchell. I want to bring him in right now. What's up, Finesse?
Who had a beef?
Well, they had a beef with
your sensitive viewership.
No, we don't have sensitive viewers on this podcast, but they did get sensitive. A couple of people, and I don't want to put their names out there. I was going to put up the comment, but
you mean Larry, whatever his name is. I saw the comment.
Yeah, you know, with the made up comments. I think a couple people. When I say a couple, 2 people that listen to this podcast, out of the thousands and thousands of views, they had a problem with us.
Thousands.
They had a problem with the Touré and Chase comedy we were doing about how they old. And they go, why can't y'all focus on the positive? I go, first of all, we're Comics on Canes. So we're going to have fun talking about the Canes. This is what makes this show different. We're not like expert reporters, even though we do know what we're talking about with the Canes. And I'll be honest with you. Another comment, well, I'll let you comment on us making fun. And we love those players. Trust me, we love those players. Chase Smith and Mohamed Touré. We just were making fun of their age. What do you have to say?
We love them until they have a bad game. And if they have a bad game, we're going to roast them like we roast any other player, whether they on our team or somebody else's team. Because being objective and being real with y'all and being authentic, that's more important to me. And that's why I come on the show. And the fact that it's titled Comics, as in comedians on Canes. We figured that we would give y'all something that's a little bit different from ESPN, or that's a little bit different from professional so-called analysts, self-proclaimed analysts who are speaking about your team, who don't really even know the facts. They don't know that our 2 middle linebackers combined age is 80. They don't know that. We know that. So if you want to get sensitive about some facts about people who you know love the Canes through and through, we bleed Origin Green. I question
you.
I question you, the listener, not us. We know who we are, baby.
And we're the first one. Another comment came in. I was about to pull these comments, but I didn't want the people that love this podcast to go after those people, because I know how Miami fans are. Look, I said this ever since I started this podcast. If there was a national championship in trolling, Miami would be the national champion. Every single. We love trolling people. Let's be honest. We love trolling people.
We love trolling ourselves. I don't know if you pay attention to Canes fans who swear they have been Canes fans for forever, but we are the hardest critics of ourselves, first of all. And sometimes as a listener, if you want something refreshing and you just want kumbaya and just great feel good stories and like we're the best and we never make mistakes and we should have won and blah blah blah. I don't know, Michael. I don't know if I can do that.
We're not that show either.
Not that show.
I did not create this show because I felt there was a void. You know, I was listening to Josh Pate, and he's huge now, and I love Josh Pate.
I love Pate.
He did a podcast when he hit 500,000 followers, and he talked about how he saw there was a void in college football for a person like him because experts were experts and they got the same information. Everything I've been saying, but I see there's this big opening for so many comics, from Nate Bargatze, who loves Vanderbilt, right? Mm-hmm. To Bert Kreischer that went to Florida State, to Roy Wood Jr. I forgot what HBCU he went to, but I interviewed him when Miami played them 2 years ago, and he was so funny. But there's so many comedians attached to these schools. I was like, and we bring the funny. We know our schools, you know? So I was like, there's a big void in that. And that's why I love you being on the show, or Forrest being on the show, or Dave Williamson being on the show, or any comics being on this show. But the thing is also, we got one more complaint. And I'm gonna put this complaint on you. This is strictly on you.
Real quick.
Yeah.
We love our school. We know our school, but more importantly, we know our personnel on our school. So if we're giving you information, it's because we know. And if we don't know, we say we don't know.
No, we do.
We joke, and it's all in love.
Well, the other complaint when you just said that, okay, so Finesse just said he knows our school. And if he doesn't know, he'll let you know. The other complaint, I'm going to put this more on you than me, even though I'm kind of like this. They go, you guys are casual fans because you don't even know all the players' names. And I go, when I started this podcast, I told you, I'm not going to know everybody's name.
Right.
Like, these players are moving in and out. It's not like the old days where you had the same team for 4 years, and that's why you really never got better. Now I understand why Miami never was good. When Mario was in the plane when he took the job, he landed in Miami, the draft was going on, and he was like, I was waiting for one Miami player to be picked in the 7th round. Mm-hmm. Now you're about to have 3, because I always question, me and you, when we talked 2 years ago on this podcast, it was like, Miami got the best players, they're not winning. And Mario was quick to be like, y'all didn't have the best players.
Right.
Because nobody was getting drafted. And players were leaving early, like Bandy was leaving early and not getting drafted. And so we didn't have the best players. Right. And if we did have good players, they would try to go NFL too early. Now you see what good players do. You're going to have like 8 players probably drafted, maybe 9, 3 going in the 1st round possibly. So it's a whole different level. We leveled up.
Yeah. And we were there when, you know, one thing I credit Dabo with, he would get 1st or 2nd round prospects on his D line to stay the extra year. Meanwhile, our Ken Nortons and McIntosh and Gerald Willis and our D linemen would be out of there. The Trajan Bandies, the guy who's going to the Super Bowl, he blocked the kick that helped put him in the Super Bowl. LT. You know, he if he had stayed one more year, he would be 1st round.
Let me tell you something, Finesse. Can you imagine Cam Ward with Cam Kitchens, James Williams back, and LT on that defense? Yeah, it would have been completely different. They could have made a run in the playoffs with that offense.
Right, with that offense and with that defense. If we just had veteran leadership, like Mario and the staff are doing now. So yeah, guys, I don't mind you coming for me or Michael. I would rather you come for Michael.
No finesse.
You should treat me as a guest. Of my opinion.
Oh, they love me, Finesse. They love me. They don't like you messing up.
Look, he has called Darren Mensah Minchie 90 times. And Minchie is an ice cream store here in LA. So look, it's not that we don't try to know the name. Sometimes we mess up the names on purpose, guys.
We do. It's a joke. That's why we mess up the name. Mensah. Like, Mensah. Now, I want to talk about this. I heard it on another podcast. I'm not going to lie to you. And I was like, that's an interesting topic. Do you think this offense with Mensah will be more potent than the Cam Ward offense? Because here's an interesting fact. Before you answer it, let me give you an interesting fact. Do we all agree that Cam Ward was a way better quarterback, even though Carson Beck made it to the national championship? Do we feel like Cam Ward was a better quarterback for Miami than Carson Beck, or no?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
And why is that?
I believe that Cam Ward had played so many seasons where he had to improvise that he actually had to trust the offensive coordinator and the talent around him being in Miami, where he's like, you know what? Maybe I don't have to improvise. I mean, that first Florida game when we just saw him casually jogging to the sideline, to me, that was him saying, oh, I remember running for my life in Washington State.
The level of disrespect when he did that in Florida, you just knew it was different. The level of disrespect.
That was the first game. We went to the swamp, and he literally jogged at least 3 times because he couldn't find anybody to throw to, but he knew if he tried to go longer than 10 yards, he might get lit up. Yeah. But jogging and casually throwing the ball to the flat, I know it was pissing off the swamp fans.
Yes, it was.
As Miami fans, we were like, what are we watching? So that when he did throw those balls to the back of the end zone to Jacoby George on a rollout, that wasn't a Shannon Dawson. Oh, no. That was his third read after he rolled out and he couldn't find anybody, and people just was waving in the back of the end zone like, I'm open. I'm going this way and I'm open. And he put it on rope.
You know what it was? It was street ball. It was in the park. It was in the park with your friend's ball.
I said, oh, that guy is special. Oh, I think he got something. Oh, all the stuff that we saw just watching his tape before he got to Miami, he's doing it in the Miami Hurricanes uniform. I think we got something. And then we found out 3 games later we had no defense.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
The Florida game. We were like, oh, we held them to this in the swamp. No, we didn't realize Florida was bad. And the missed tackles from our secondary taking horrible angles, which we talked about week after week.
Slow
from cornerbacks to safeties alike. We realized, we had no secondary. We had no defense. And so to answer your question, this offense coming up.
Hold on. Before you get to that, I want to get your take on that because I have my takes. But if I had to say, and some people might know the answer to this already, if I had to say, Cam Ward's numbers, Cam Ward's team averaged 43 points. Carson Beck's team averaged 30 points. Carson Beck went to the national championship because the defense was so strong. And let's be honest, Carson Beck had a couple more weapons than Cam Ward. Cam Ward had good receivers, but he didn't have game breakers on that team. Guys that would just.
We averaged fewer points because we ran the ball more and held on to the ball and had the time of possession. So lopsided in a lot of these games.
So let me ask you this. If you had to guess, and this kind of blew me away when I found out. If you had to guess how many more, even we averaged 43 yards with Cam, 30 with Carson Beck. How many more yards do you think Cam Ward threw than Carson Beck? Just off the top of your head.
How many more yards did he throw
than Carson Beck? If you had to guess.
I would guess 1,500.
Only 500 yards more.
So Carson threw for what?
3,800 yards. He had a lot more games, though.
But see, you can't do that. You can't do that. Carson Beck literally played 4 more games than Cam Ward.
Okay.
So that's about 1,500 yards, bro.
Let me see. Cam Ward
averaging what? 300 yards a game. So
let me see. I'm pulling it up right now. I want to see because you're right. for the regular season. So
Texas
Carson
A&M,
Beck,
Miss,
Carson Beck
Ohio
for the
State,
regular.
and Indiana. 4 more games, bro. Of him probably averaging 300 more yards a game.
Without if anybody in the comments has those stats. See, I'm telling you, I don't know Carson Beck's 12 game stats. Carson Beck without playoffs. Because I think that's interesting. Because I just said the numbers for the season, but they took into account.
You're also adding in the yards that Carson threw to Louisville DBs on those 4 picks. They baked those numbers in, bro. Carson had 300 yards just throwing to Louisville DBs.
Okay. So you're right. Carson Beck threw for 3,074 yards.
Okay, 3,000 yards, right?
So that's about 1,300 yards different.
Right, in the regular season, right?
In the regular season, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we got so excited watching Cam in a lot of games that when we saw the Georgia Tech game, we didn't realize it can't be Cam's fault. It must be Shannon Dawson's fault. That when we played games where he came out in Syracuse, 3 quick scores, connecting with his receivers, and all of a sudden we're just going to run the ball. And we literally lost that game because we took our foot off the gas and just changed the offense, trying to run out the clock in the second half. What are we doing, bro? You got 2 quarters of football left, and you're putting Cam on the leash. And then when you had the opportunity to let Cam win you the game, you kicked a field goal. I'd rather we lost the game on Cam trying to throw to Arroyo or Estrepo, but we kicked a field goal thinking our sorry defense is going to stop them and get
my goodness,
the ball back in under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was the coaching stuff that blew my mind. That was the stuff that we said, is Mario watching the same game, and therefore his coaching is in question. His decisions are in question.
So Just Dad Legacy said metric Cam Ward, 2024 Carson Beck, 2025 total passing yards 37,700 plus 40. I don't know what he's doing. 30. Okay, 3,074 yards per game. 314. It's a lot of information. I don't know.
The first numbers are Cam's numbers. The second numbers are Carson's numbers.
Okay, got you. All right. So for all these people that can decipher what he just wrote, because I'm confused. Even though I'm half Asian, you would think I know math better than this, but I don't.
Matter of fact, get that comment off the screen.
I was like so confused. So they're saying Carson Beck threw for 741 yards in 4 playoffs games. So there you go.
Right.
So you had to take that off a record. So I want to ask you now. I'm gonna give my take. Mensah is gonna have a way bigger year. I think Mensah could break all of Cam Ward's records he just broke, because this dude has weapons. One he's familiar with. You got Malachi Tony. I think Joshua Moore is going to be something. I think you got these receivers coming in from other schools that are going to be something. You got the running backs to throw screens out the backfield. I mean, this dude, to me, this Miami offense is almost playing Tecmo Bowl with Bo Jackson.
Right.
Like, it's going to be like that. It's going to be extreme. If Cam Ward in the regular season threw for, let's say, 4,300 yards, then I say this dude could throw for 5,000, 4,500 to 4,800 yards. Like, it's going to be insane. It's going to be video game numbers.
I definitely see him reaching from 3,500 to like maybe 4,200. But I also see them trying to keep a stacked running back room happy. I don't know if that means screens and wheel routes to Pringle, screens to Fletcher, and screens to Marty Brown. But I do know that the only way you told, I thought Lau was leaving, bro. The only way you convinced,
I know you were shocked.
Yes. The only way you convince 4 starting running backs to stay is if you promise them some carries. And I know Cristobal ain't in the business of promising nobody anything, but you had to either write a check and or promise at least a certain amount of carries every other game because you got to rotate.
Okay, so I was thinking about this. Like, how did Lyle stay? You know how I think they made it happen? I think with it, Lyle's a junior now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said, look, Lyle, we're gonna give you a bag, more of a bag. You're gonna get healthy. And if we don't play you as much as you want, we're gonna redshirt you. So you don't lose a year.
Right.
I think that's the only way Lyle stay, where it's like, if it doesn't look like you're gonna play, you just roll it out with us. We're gonna go all the way.
Oh, you can't show green.
15,000?
15,000 goes to his Cash App every time he doesn't get 5 carries. 5 carries a game. He gets an extra 15 grand.
Or something. Because I think the only thing Mario can promise is a red shirt. If it doesn't work out next year, we'll give you more money.
That's why they never played him. What are you gonna do?
Did he?
Shirts? He already played the freshman year.
But did he get a red shirt last year?
Last year.
Did he?
Yes.
Are you? See, there you go. There you go talking.
No,
you don't know if he got a medical red shirt.
He played the first game, the first series, and we never saw him ever again.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We saw him in the Ohio. Wait, no, you're right. You're right.
You can play 3 games and still get a medical red shirt. You can play. You can't play more than 4 games and then all of a sudden say.
But the medical red shirt has to be approved.
Okay, if it wasn't a medical red shirt, you can't get red shirted twice.
No, you're right.
I did his freshman year and played. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He was the Gerard Pringle of his freshman year. He played. He was outstanding. He played the first series in the first game, second year, and we never saw him again. But even if we did see him, we didn't see him in 3 full games. But then
I would have to look that up.
Shirt. That means you can take a medical.
They say he played in the FSU game. I can't confirm that. I swear I saw him pop in a couple games, but
I saw him. I saw him too, and he wasn't ready. I saw him too. He looked like.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yep, I remember they tried. So if he gets, he played his freshman year. If he gets a medical red shirt, then you still can get another red shirt, can't you?
According to Chase Smith and the Muhammad Toure School of Eligibility, he can get 9 red shirts and play till he's 28.
But I do believe,
talking about the NCAA and the normal route, I thought, listen, people can get a medical. This is what we're dealing with: people getting medical red shirts, people getting a red shirt just because you didn't play your freshman year, and people getting a COVID year.
But the difference is now
you're seeing in this span of college players, people playing to age 23.
Look, we're going to wrap this part up, but what I'm saying is, if you can promise a running back, if it doesn't look like you're going to play, we're going to redshirt you. The thing with the medical, it still has to be approved. It has to be approved. And a lot of people don't get approved still. Like the Trinidad, he hasn't gotten approved for whatever happened to him back in the day. I think he got, I don't know the whole situation, but his didn't get approved. So if it's a medical, it still has to get approved. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody on the boards, you still have another red shirt, because a medical is not necessarily a red shirt, like the same effect. It's a red shirt. It's a medical red shirt, but that's different than a red shirt. But that's different than a red shirt.
If you come in your freshman year and you don't play, but you only play in 2 games, they can say that's a red shirt year for you because you didn't play in all the games.
So here's what
3 games. If you get hurt in a year and you only played in 1 or 2 games, you can take a medical red shirt.
So here's the thing that gave Toure and Chase an advantage was the COVID year.
Right.
They don't have that. They don't have that for Lyle. Lyle was after the COVID year, so he can't take advantage of that.
Right.
So I'm interested, if anyone knows is a medical. Can you still get a red shirt after medical red shirt? See, that's what I'm interested in.
Teray had 2 medical red shirt years. That's why he's so old.
But that's not my question. My question is, can you have a medical red shirt in a normal red shirt year? Does that make sense?
Yeah. You can get redshirted your freshman year. If you don't hit the field, you play special.
But you can get redshirted any year. It's not just freshman. It doesn't have to be. No, I don't think you have to be a freshman to get redshirted.
I don't know if you can be a junior and you didn't play that year, but
yeah, you can. You can be any year you don't play. You can be redshirted. I believe so. Look, so they're saying Mr. Lexiani is saying yes, you can, and he's saying yes, you can to having a medical red shirt and a red shirt. I think you can be any freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Well, not senior. Well, probably senior. But I feel like you can get a red shirt any year, not just freshman. But maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
You could be a red shirt senior. See there? I think any year you could be a red shirt.
Well, then that would explain Judd Anderson. He's been there 9 years. I don't know how many years he's been there, but
Just Dad Legacy says, yes, you can actually have multiple redshirt years, but the NCAA classifies them differently depending on the situation. Generally, an athlete has 5 years to play 4 seasons. Generally.
Right. That is true. Meaning,
so they're saying
first year and you didn't play. That's your redshirt year. You still have 4 years of eligibility left. That's why they say he's a junior in school. He's a sophomore on the field.
So this is what I'm saying right here. Somebody looked at on ChatGPT. It says, yes, it might be possible for Jordan Lyle to get a medical red shirt, medical hardship waiver, but it depends entirely on the NCAA and the specifics of the injury history. So my thing is, if I'm Mario, personally, and I've said this before on this podcast, I think the offense for the first 6 games dealt Lyle. He was hurt, but it also didn't help Lyle, because they just were running up the middle. 11 in the box, run up the middle. Right. I think if Lyle was on the back end, just like Pringle showed out, I think Lyle would have showed out too. You know what I mean?
Right. When Lyle hit that corner in that game, he was going around the edge. He wasn't going up the middle.
Yeah.
What I do like about Pringle and later in the games, Fletcher, the vision got better. I think Fletcher's vision
did get better. Yes, it did.
Watching Pringle take the same plays and break them outside.
Yes, 100%.
But I did also enjoy Fletcher playing bully ball later down the stretch, where whether he was going inside, outside, or outside, inside, he was going to get 8 yards. It was impressive.
I tell you, Lyle to me is Pringle and Fletcher in one body. Pringle's Pringle, Fletcher's Fletcher, but to me, Lyle is both. He got weight, he's fast. Like, to me, Pringle, he's not going to break tackles.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where I think Lyle will. I don't know.
I definitely remember seeing Lyle, I think in a Texas A&M game, or there was some game where he not only had the moves, but when I say he finished a run where he ran over somebody, and I was like, ooh, we need more of that. Put him on the field more. And that's the one thing about running back, Michael, you can't give them 3 carries a game and expect them to find a rhythm. You got to give a great running back at least 15 carries for him to make an impact. Whether he makes it on carry 3 or makes it on carry 14, it's a rhythm thing. And you trusting what a linebacker is not good at and what you think you see on the field. Before Willis McGahee and everybody was wearing shades, you ever watch a running back get to the thing and then you just see eyes go that way and eyes go that and eyes go and they zoom in with these dope ass cameras now that you can actually see the running back eyes, but you're saying, oh, this ball is about to go left. He's looking left 5 times. Now they wearing these shades with visors where you can't even see their eyes, but running backs play a mental game with linebackers just like quarterbacks do. There were times when Cam Ward is saying, we running up the middle. They don't trust you. And then we running up the middle. That's a mind game. When a running back gets up and he's put his hands on his hips and he looks right 5 times, he know the middle linebacker watching his eyes look right 5 times. But that's a mind game. You don't get to play those games if you only get 3 carries.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think I think big things are ahead for Lyle. I really like him, but I like Pringle. I mean, that running back room is the best in the country. It's stacked. Now let's get to the question. Let's get to the
hey, bro. What Fletcher showed you in the playoffs, I hate to say this, I don't care if we don't see all 3 of them boys if he gonna run like that. But I don't think they're gonna. He is a closer, and he is just as talented. And we saw what Pringle can do. What we have not seen is what a healthy Jordan Lyle can do.
Well, I will tell you this. I think since the ACC is so weak, and I think Miami will dominate the ACC this year and run up the score on everybody, I said there will be no back with less than 400 yards, and they're all going to eat. And also, I don't think you want Mark Fletcher to run that much. He's going pro next year. He's been good to your team. He's been good for recruiting. I think you not minimalize him, but you kind of save him for the playoffs, because they're going to make the playoffs unless everything goes wrong. But I think he will get his healthy amount of carries. But I also think this is not a year for Mark Fletcher to carry the team until they're in the playoffs, if that makes sense at all, because they got so many good backs.
It makes sense. Tell that to Mark Fletcher.
He's the type of player I don't think that would mind.
Yeah, I know, but tell him, yo, we going to save you till game 9.
No, I didn't say that. See, don't. They'll give him 10 to 15 touches. It's just like you're not going to have to carry the ball 20 times, 25 times anymore.
Right, but if you're only running at least 30 run plays and you give him, what'd you say, 10 touches, 15 touches? 10.
Yeah. I love it. Somebody said y'all in the same house.
We're across the table from each other.
Wait, is your background fake? Because it looks fake as hell. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in my
kitchen. But I think the kitchen is dirty. So rather than me get cussed out, because my
904 Hurricane says, we're so close to hitting the bank last year on the championship game. I had 6,000 plus odds. I know you had better. Yeah, I lost $50,500, but it's fine. It's fine.
That game was so winnable. It was pathetic.
It was. All right. So let's get to the question so we can let everybody go. Do you feel this team will put up bigger numbers? Like, will Mensah put up bigger numbers than Cam Ward? Will Cam Ward's team had 43 points per game, which I think is going to be hard to beat.
Right.
So tell me what categories you think they're going to be better or worse than Cam Ward's year.
Mensah is not putting up 4,300 passing yards. He is not.
Why not?
But because we have such a loaded backfield, you have to feed those monsters, or you will have a very unhappy backfield. But what I do like about Mensah is he's very accurate. His deep ball is very accurate.
Short game is accurate.
Are better than what he had at Duke, and one of the best receivers he had at Duke is here with us. So with Malachi Toney and Joshua Moore and the usual suspects, and them just getting a feel for each other and practice and just seeing who does what great. And here's the most underrated thing that made Miami great, which was the competition to just get on the field that starts on Greentree. It makes the game seem so easy. And there would be generations of Hurricanes that would tell you that. Man, by the time we got to the game and we saw how they looked after halftime, of course we was putting in our 2s and 3s and 4s, and coaches would say we running up the score, but Jimmy Johnson and Erickson would be like, well, you got to stop them. Yeah. Because guys want to play, and they're not going to just not score. I got my 3s in, guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and your third back is Pringle now in Lyle.
And they want to show out, brother.
And they want to get drafted too.
And to everything you said in our last podcast and the podcast before that, it's a show now. It's a dog and pony show now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want Joey Galloway all of a sudden champion the Miami Hurricanes when he knows he's a hater.
Yeah.
But then he was forced to talk great about us because we actually made it in the playoffs and we kept winning. But we heard what you said all year. We heard Joey Galloway. The only person that was showing us love all year was Josh Pate.
Yep. Sure did.
And Nick Saban only told the truth. With that personnel, he was really talking to Mario Cristobal.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Taking a dig at Mario. With that, he was basically saying, if I had that personnel.
Yes.
And I think that burned Mario up to the point where when they did get a chance to talk one-on-one live on TV, they was doing a lot of those inside jokes at each other, but
yep,
he was basically trying to sun them.
Even at halftime, Nick Saban was like, do something on offense. Be creative. Come on, man. You got all these weapons. What are you doing over here?
And to me, bro, that when people say, oh, Mario should call this play and Mario doesn't call plays.
No, he doesn't.
And I hate that. I hate that when I see that in the comments and I see that on my group chats from fraternity brothers who are like, yeah, Mario took his foot off the gas. No, Shannon Dawson didn't know what to call. So, you know, I just hate to see dope plays that get touchdowns and dope plays. You don't have to be super tricky. You don't have to, what you call it, cute ball. You don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But why don't you do it to the other side? I guarantee you that they're not ready for it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So two quick questions. How many yards you think he'll throw for? How many touchdowns you think he'll throw for?
Darren Mensah, 38 yards, at least
38 yards.
3,800 yards, 17 TD passes, 4 interceptions.
17. He had 30 at Duke.
37 TD passes, 4 interceptions. If you had that many at Duke, that is ridiculous.
Dude, the dude's a monster, bro. The dude's a monster. I'm gonna say, how many points are gonna average, you think?
35.
No.
35.
You can't throw 37. You can't throw 37 touchdowns and average 35 points. It's gonna be way higher than that.
Yeah, you spread the touchdowns out over the regular season games, but half of your touchdowns are gonna come because we're feeding the running backs, bro. If you don't think they're not gonna let these running backs score touchdowns when they inside the red zone or inside,
I believe that. Yeah.
We could have easily. Let me tell you something. At tight end, if I was Brock Schott and these guys, or I don't know his name, so sue me, curse me out. If I was half of these tight ends that we were bringing in that was 6'5", and they not touching the field and they not getting fed in the red zone, we had with Cam Ward, the dude that was 38 years old, score more touchdowns. The tight end. He played 9 seasons. I think he was a registered nurse. That's how long he did that. He scored the very first touchdown of the season.
Yep, he did.
You bet on him in Vegas to score them. You could have put $100 down and won like $9,000 or something weird.
Wow.
And I saw the odds. And Cam Ward fed that dude. Not only was he, but he was there to block, and he still got, I think, 4 touchdowns outside of Arroyo. So
and that's my point.
Arroyo eating, bro.
And that's my point on Lofton. I think he's going to have a huge year because mobile quarterbacks find tight ends. Carson Beck, for some reason, didn't have a connection with our tight ends. I don't know what it was. Maybe because we ran more, they blocked more. But Cam Ward loved tight ends. I feel like this offense, if you have the right quarterback like a Mensah, I feel like Lofton, he's such a great talent. I think Lofton's going to eat. I know the first 6-7 games he was hurt, but I know we've been saying it for 2 years, but Lofton's going to eat this year. I feel like he's a target. When you're a mobile quarterback, as long as Lofton can find open space, because I don't like the narrative where people go, Lofton had an off year. Lofton can't do nothing if they don't throw him the ball.
Right.
Like he can't change that.
This may not be a popular opinion. He's out of position, bro. There's no way that kid is playing tight end in the NFL.
Yeah.
You either put him at middle linebacker or you put him at H-back or you let him run the ball. But he's not a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
His measurables are not, he's not, I don't care if he gets to 270 or 260 or even 250. He's put on unwanted weight for his body frame. He's a night, what do you call it? He's a matchup nightmare. Yes. But to me, he's smaller than Brevin Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right. So my prediction is I think the dude has at least 37. No, I think he goes over 4,000. I think he does I think he possibly could beat Cam because I know they're going to throw the ball. I just feel I saw their schedule. I feel like the reason why I feel like he's going to break the 40, I think he'll be 40 touchdowns, 37 to 40 touchdowns is because I think the dynamic has changed in college football where you have to blow out everyone. You can't let anything come back to haunt you, where Mario took his foot off the gas on Notre Dame and Florida State because he didn't want to be that coach. But now you can't coach like that anymore. You have to blow out everybody. So I think that dynamic with this offense, with the weapons, yes, we will be inside the 10-yard line, but I think a lot of the touchdowns is going to be like Malachi breaking it, long touchdowns. I think you're going to see a lot more bombs that hit. So I say 37 to 40 touchdowns. I'm gonna just go on a limb. He'll beat Cam Ward's 4,300 yards. I think so.
You know what I was thinking about? We already know that the offensive line has to do their part.
Yes.
But because he's so seasoned, because he won the ACC, he literally beat Virginia. He literally came back from behind and beat Virginia. Because he's so seasoned, I just think if Shannon Dawson doesn't realize this is his year also.
Yes.
This is his breakout. I'm leaving y'all after this one year also.
With a natty.
With a Heisman Trophy winner. I really think the entire staff will have an overhaul after this season. Defense and offense. Everybody's getting jobs after this season.
Yeah.
We're going to look that good. We already know what we look like on paper, but performance-wise, we're going to look that good where, Michael, me and you will get jobs.
We'll be analysts. We'll be analysts for other teams.
We will get jobs that this team on paper with their incoming freshman class, you only need at least 3 of those guys to pop. You're going to have seasoned Bryce Fitzgerald. Your secondary is coming back with your starting cornerbacks. You just need somebody that's going to come up and lay the wood next to Poyser. You need Poyser to get back in his game. But other than that D-line that we just revamped, we may not have a Mensah and a Bain, but we get into the quarterback.
Yep.
But more importantly, who is stopping the offense, bro? I looked at that schedule and I'm like, okay, so maybe it's all these Friday night games that might trip us up, but I don't see anybody.
To me, all the Friday night games do is control the narrative for the weekend about Miami. People are gonna be like, "Did you see Miami blow out Stanford? Did you see Miami blow out?" Our names are gonna be in everybody. And yes, I'm a homer, but I really do believe this about because we weren't talking about this about Cam Ward when he first came. We didn't know. We didn't know. We thought they'd be good, but we don't know. But now with Mensah, he won with Duke. And when people say, well, what about our offensive line? Our offensive line is better than Duke. Okay?
Right.
So
there were a lot of games Mensah was running for his life. They played some tough D lines and they didn't win those games, bro. They either had to come from behind or Duke lost. I think Duke lost like 90 games last year and still made it to the championship, playing outside of the conference. But our conference, I will say that Wake Forest and I don't know about Florida State, but I think we play Clemson this year.
Yeah.
Just because we loaded, it don't mean we playing sucker teams.
No.
Everybody wants to beat us, and their personnel was. You saw the ACC. It was a 9-way tie. So all I know is that I do love our personnel. I do love our quarterback, our new quarterback. Shannon Dawson has to do his thing, and this is a breakout season for everybody. Shit, Mario might go pro next year, bro.
Nah, he there. He's gonna win a couple natties. And 4 years ago, or 5 years ago, when he first came and went 5-7, it's so great to see the change in the team and what he's built, and people getting drafted, and the players he's getting. It feels great to be a Miami Hurricane. Finesse, where you at this weekend coming up?
I'm doing something for my church February 6th. You can go to believela.org if you live in Los Angeles. Kenny Lattimore, we're doing a show. And then I'm with Tisha Campbell February 19th and 20th down in San Diego at Mic Drop. And then I am somewhere. I don't know.
All right. So this weekend I'm in Orlando, the Orlando Funny Bone. Then Valentine's Day weekend, I'm at the Kansas City Funny Bone. Then I take a little break, but we'll be hitting you with new episodes. Please. We're about 40 people away from, I think, 4,700 subscribers or 46. Oh no, 3,600 subscribers or 37. Please get us to that point. This is free to click the subscribe button. They say over like 80% of the people that watch this show are not subscribed. So please subscribe. Big shout outs to DraftKings for being a part of this. But Finesse, I'll see you soon, my man. Thank you for being on the pod.
Take the over or under. Will the Comics on Canes podcast have more subscribers than Darren Mensah have yards by the end of next season?
Oh.
Or under.
Well, yeah. Oh, that over. We'll have, my goal for the end of next season is 5,500, 6,000 subscribers, almost double, because I think Miami will go to the national championship. It's in Las Vegas, and I plan to go to a couple of Miami games this year and record fans and ask them questions. My goal, man, is to do, you know what I really want eventually? Is to have almost like a Sprinter van with a podcast thing in it, where fans walk by and they're part of the podcast. I record live podcasts, like for the tailgates.
I thought you was going to say to start sending Finesse a 1099 at the end of the year, because you're making so much money, you're going to start.
I ain't making no money yet. We only got 3,500 subscribers. But when I do, Finesse, you'll be there. What I can't see. Oh, 15,000. Dude, okay, 15,000. All right, Lyle. All right, Finesse. I'll talk to you soon, my man.
Yo.
It's all about the you. Later.